Yo, what is up, everybody? How's it going? I hope you all are having a wonderful day. My name is Jerome, and welcome to the channel. So lately, I have been playing a lot of Runick Sprite because I pretty much want to master that deck to fully understand it, to see what I'm, mostly working with and everything. Because it is basically one of the best decks to be playing. You have Runick Sprite, Tri Brigade Sprite, and you have Adventurous Sprite. In my opinion, those are the three best ones for the Sprite decks. Whatnot. Pure Sprite's is trash. Don't play it. Anyways, so I pretty much know how to play the Tri Brigade one. I really wanted to master the Runick Sprite one. So I actually went undefeated one time with Runick Sprites before Ronin was banned. Now, since Ronin is banned, I have to be playing a different version of Runick Sprite. So I tried the Adventurous Sprite and it just didn't work too good. It was a little bit too slow. I didn't really like how you have to discard a lot, and the flow was off. It felt off. So I went with a different build, and this one did a lot better. This one went x-1 with it. I feel like I still have to tweak a little bit of stuff maybe in the side deck, but other than that, I mean, it performed phenomenally. My only loss was to Mathmix, and I didn't lose because he beat me down to 0 life points. I lost because of time. Our first game was really good. It lasted for a very long time. And then we went to the second game with I think about 8 or 6 minutes to play. And he got me because I think I burned myself with starter, and then that was pretty much a wrap after that. But without further ado, if you do enjoy the video, please like and subscribe so you don't miss any videos. And also, I'm going to be uploading a lot more deck profiles because there's a lot of cool decks I'm working with here to get those out to you guys. And also, I'm going to do some other kind of videos that's going to be talking about Yu-Gi-Oh, but other decks that I think are a problem that for some reason are not being addressed. But anyways, let's go ahead and get this deck profile over with. So first off, I'm going to start with all the Sprite stuff. We got the 3 blues, then we got the 3 jets, no secret, and then the 1 red and the 1 carrot. You can play the pixies. I just didn't play the pixies because I feel like it's not all that needed. It can protect you for 1 turn, but at the same time, it's like you kind of don't really need it. I don't know. You can play it, just play around with it if you want to, but I just found myself not really needing it, because you have a lot of runic spells that pretty much protect your monsters anyway. And then I did, for the other monsters, I did 2 Hyperias. These are really cool. A lot of people are doing, I think, 3 or 1 of. I think 2 is the sweet spot. I played 1 of, and I didn't really see it as much. So now I bumped up to 2, and I'm seeing it quite often. I'm seeing it in my starting hand. I'm seeing it, all the time, basically. So 3 of them, I don't know if you need 3. But I do have a 3rd one, so I might play it. I'm not sure, but overall, I absolutely love this card. I think maybe doing 2 of these in a cap shell is probably the better way of doing it. All right. And then for the hand traps, I played 3 Nibirus. I talked about this earlier, and I said that these are going to be a staple, and they are a staple. I think you cannot play this game anymore without either main decking or side decking at least 3 of these. A little tech that I decided to do was 3 of the Moonlight Chills. I just wanted to try it out to see if it was any good. And shockingly enough, this card is actually really good against tiers. I mean, this thing is insanely good. They fusion summon or something. You activate this, it stops their kick Kalos or whatever it is. Now if they get rid of it, they're going to take they're going to take damage. So you can win in time because of this card. It's pretty gross. A lot of people are side decking now because of that factor. So main decking it, I think it actually works really well main decking it. The only problem is that if you're playing against a deck like Floowandereeze, this card does absolutely nothing against that. So obviously it's an easy side deck card out. So I think moving forward, I'm going to keep playing with these just to see should they be a main deck card or should they be a side deck card. But overall, I absolutely loved it. And then for the last 3 hand traps was the Imperms. No explanation for why I ran them. We all know why we run those. And then for the spell cards, we did the 3 starters and the 1 smashers. Nothing to be said about that. And then I did 3 super polys. Now this is a card that I've been saying for a while is probably the best card in the game right now. It can win you the game instantly. This one card, if it were, obviously it's going to resolve, but when it goes through, it's like an instant win almost. You can OTK people with it. You can use their, their monsters to clear up their field to just, I don't know, close the game out. It's such a strong card. If you can have space in your main deck and space in your extra deck for it, I would recommend playing it. But if you don't want to, that's fine. I did one Runick Fountain. I think I played 2 in the adventure one, and I like seeing 2 because sometimes the first one would get removed off the field or shuffled back to deck or something. So playing 2 I think is pretty good. I would never play 3 though. But I think in the next build I'm going to probably try out 2 of them just to see. But overall, one was good. Then I did the 3 tips, and then I did 3 of the flashing fire, 3 of the freezing curses, and then 3 of the destruction. That's standard. 3 of every one of those is pretty much standard. You can't play without those 3 of each of those. And then the last 3 cards of the main deck was 2 slumbers and 1 dispelling. I think with these 3, these are the only flexible cards I would say, because dispelling, you're never going to really activate it for its full effect, which is basically if they add a card from the deck to your hand, whether they draw it or just search for a card, you can basically activate this. It discards a random card out of their hand, and then it mills the top 2 cards off the top of their deck. I never resolved that. I normally just used it to special summon out a monster on the field, and also just to get Fountain to go off, or I just simply discarded it for Huggins effect. And then the slumbers, the same thing. You basically never really use it, their actual effect. You just use it to just get out a monster, or just as a discard card or whatnot. But so that's why I said that these 3 are probably cuttable. I see a lot of people cutting these out too, and I see a lot of people staying with them. So I don't know. I'll probably take this one out for maybe a 3rd Hyperia, this one out for a 2nd Fountain, and probably this one could probably stay, but I'm not sure. I'm gonna play around with it more, find that sweet ratios, And that's it for the main deck. That's 42 cards in the main deck. And then for the side, for the extra deck, I played 2 of the wings. I see some people playing 3 of these, and I would agree, but I typically play. In most games I summon both of these out, and I think there's only like one time where I was like, man, I needed a 3rd one, but other than that, I never really needed a 3rd one. One of the things, he's pretty cool. I never really summon him, but if I have to, I'll summon him. I did the super poly targets, the swamp, and Gura. And then the one card that I need to get a 3rd copy of, and that's Sprite Elf. I recommend playing 3 of these every time. Every game, you're going to use both of these. Every game, you're going to go through both of your elves really fast. The 3rd one is the one that's going to stick on the field. So I need to get a 3rd one. And I'll go over that a little bit later. But 1 IP. And then the boss monster of the deck, Abomination. I feel like this is needed because there's going to be a lot of times you're not going to be attacking. So how do you clear up your opponent's field? You need to destroy things, right? So this is the good card to destroy things. Basically, if you activate your destruction, or if you activate your flashing fire, pops a card. This card pops another card. The end phase, pop another card. So it's a cool way of clearing up the field. And on top of that, a lot of people forget, because you use IP to make this. So a lot of people forget that it can't be destroyed by card effects. So when they use a card effect to destroy it, they're like, oh, wow, that's right, I forgot, it can't be destroyed. So then they go their other route, which is summoning a monster has over 3,000 to destroy it, and then by that time you can just do flashing fire or slumber to protect it or something. So it's pretty cool. Then I did the 1 underworld goddess. You don't have to do this. I did it because like I said in my last deck profile, this card is just clutch. It can just close out a game very easily. A lot of people don't see it coming. Also if they summon like a big monster that you can't get rid of, like Final Sigma, which happened to me, I think a good 3 times, or Avermax and whatever, you can do this, right? It gets over it, and it's pretty nice. I did 1 dark, and I did 1 unicorn. I did not do access code talker because I had to cut out some things for the super poly. That's why I feel like if you don't want to play super poly, I understand why. But if I had to cut out a card for the 3rd copy of Elf, it may be it has to be between these 2, because this is only good if I'm playing against someone who's using probably sprites as well, so I can get back one of their blues or whatnot. I mean, but then again, it's probably good against tier limits too, to get back any other dark monsters. And then this is only good with IP, just to put a card back. But then again, it's like you have Abomination for that, so it's like, you know, I don't know. It'll be between one of these two. I think it'll probably be Dark that I will cut for Elf, just because this is pretty good, just because you can pretty much close out a combo that your opponent's doing with it. And then for the XDs, I did one Soul Sweeper. I could probably cut this too, but I think this card is just so goofy, man. Just like being able to just to banish a monster on their field, and then you don't have to worry about it anymore, is pretty cool. And then 2 Gigantic Sprite. And then that would wrap it up for the extra deck. And then going on to the side deck. The side deck is hard. Making a side deck for this deck is pretty hard. A lot of thought process goes into it. But this is what I was working with. So I did the 1 Pinkertops, the 2 DD Crows. I need to get a third one. So if you have a third one, definitely play 3 DD Crows. And then I did 3 D Shifters. Now the thought process behind this is that if I match anything that absolutely needs a graveyard in order to win, whether that be Math Mix or Tier Limit or even Branded, you know, I put these in, and it literally, I haven't lost a single game opening this card. It just instantly wins me the game, because it's like they absolutely need the graveyard. You don't really need your graveyard. It's nice to have it, but you don't need it in order to win. You can still make your Gigantic. You don't have to use this effect, but you can make it. And you know, you can just sit on that, and it's pretty cool to do that. So next I did the 1 Harpies and then 2 Cosmic Cyclones. Again, you know, you do main deck cards that blow up the back row, but you only have 3 of those. And so, you know, say if you're playing against another Runick player, it's nice to have these instead, because now they can't chain card to protect it with Huggins. You can just sit here and use this to get rid of it. And Duster, because, you know, if you're playing against back row decks, it's better just to get all of it out of the way with one, you know, sweep and whatnot. And then I side deck an extra Smashers, and I side deck Called By. I didn't main deck Called By because I feel like you just don't really need to. It's a Saki 1-up, you know. The chance of you opening up with it is kind of slim to none, and it's just like, you know, it's nice to open up with it because it's like, you know, you're protected from one hand trap, but at the same time, it's like, is it really worth it? You could probably fight through that hand trap if you just took it out and put it in something else. So that was my whole thought process of it. I might even cut this all together and just put in, I don't know, like maybe the third DD Crow, or I might take out like Cyclone or something. And then I did 3 Judgments. This is so good going first. Every time I went first, I actually somehow ended up opening up with one of these, and it's really, really good, man. You feel so comfortable having this, especially if you have full combo and you have this card. You feel so comfortable because you know for a fact that you're gonna be set. Like, you know, like unless they open up like multiples of destruction cards. And then for some reason I couldn't figure out what to put in for the last card, so I just put in a Saki 1-up. So I put in a you know, it's not limited, but I put in a summon limit just because it's pretty funny. I actually ended up drawing this and I was like, wow. So like in my opening hand, which is crazy, so I actually set it and it worked. It actually ended up winning me the duel because of it, so really cool. Absolutely love it. So yeah, that was the whole deck profile. Like I said, I went x-1 with it. My only loss was Math Mix. I played against Math Mix, I played against Dinos, and I played against what was it, and Sword Soul. And then last round I played against Math Mix again and lost because of time. You know, can't win them all. It's, you know, it is what it is. But I absolutely like the deck. I think the next deck that I'm going to be working with is another Virtual World deck, an updated one. And then after that, I'm gonna probably do a true Draco one. I might be going to regionals this weekend. I'm not sure, and if I do, I might play this deck right here. But I might switch up a few cards or whatnot. But yeah, like I said earlier, if you enjoyed the video, please like, subscribe, and other than that, I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.